Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're providing some clarification on a prior video regarding extension of status and scheduling of appointments to get or timing for when you need to show up to go ahead and get your extension done. A recent comment on our channel, and quoting directly, the standard leeway in Thailand to extend a Type O retirement visa is 30 days. Cheng Watna in the past has given 45 days. Kindly explain how reducing the leeway from 45 days to 3 days is a good deed, and there's 4 question marks there. So clearly there's a little bit of consternation sort of in the subtext of this. Long story short, what we're primarily talking about there are business visas for the most part, possibly marriage visas. We're not, and to be clear, we're not talking about the timing when you can apply to get it. We're talking about, and this doesn't really apply to retirees. Retirees, they deal with their visa a little bit differently than business visas, especially, and sometimes marriage visas, insofar as retirees may get everything done all in one go. They go in, they apply, they file, and they're granted their 1-year stamp all on that day. Especially business visas, again, sometimes marriage visas, sometimes in the case of marriage visas, all the time in the case of business visas, they put the case under review for 30 days. And so those who get their initial business visa, they get a 30-day stamp, and then they have to come back in order to get the other 11 months added on. The leeway that's been given is, in the past, it's always been you got to arrive on that exact day, that exact date. No sooner, no later. If you arrive later, you could be an overstay, and that's a real problem. If you arrive sooner, you've just wasted your time in going out to immigration because they're not going to do it until the exact date that that initial 30-day stamp ends. Now, as a practical matter, we're not really looking to avail ourselves of this kind of leeway they've talked about. I never like it when there's these kind of vague sort of rules that are just kind of put out ad hoc in the moment. If we have to, avail ourselves of it due to, just circumstances, of course, it's certainly appreciated, but I try where possible to just stick with the letter of the rules, even in times where circumstances would permit otherwise. But that being stated, understand, we're not talking necessarily about retirement visas, and I can understand the confusion there. My apologies for that. The retirement visa, yeah, you retirees, you're going to be dealing with everything all at once. You're not really having to deal with this review period. And the folks that are in, for example, business visa status, you are, but you may be able to get some leeway on having to show up for that exact date to deal with the further extension.